wasn't sure how many people would show up today with everybody being off school and.
I almost did it. We were gonna hang out all day. Yeah, you just come.
Yeah.
It's just an hour.
Cool. Thanks.
Caesar's my daughter's. Oh.
Tim gave me a whole bunch of heads up on this.
I'm gonna say you're teaching today.
Yeah, he texted me last night about when I was in bed, and he said, "Hey, I'm out of town. Would you be able to teach this about finance?" I'm like, "Okay, I can do the finance one." So, yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure where he's at. He said he was out of town. Probably. Yeah. Sorry. Shut up. We went to yeah, Tim's a better teacher than me for sure, but I like the numbers. Sorry about all the Zoom people. I've got a stuffy nose. You're going to be hearing me sniffle the whole time. Sorry. All right, it's 10:02. So that means 3 minutes, and that's realtor 10 o'clock. So, you guys have a good weekend?
Yeah.
Do anything fun? Fun. Nice. We went to this Bingo Loco thing down at Uptown Theater. That was a blast. It was like we weren't really sure what to expect, but it was like 90s themed bingo. And so they had all these songs, and then you'd have a card and they'd play the song, and you'd have to know what the song was in order to mark it off. And then they're like, "All right, everybody stand up. We're going to rave for 15 minutes." And you could tell it was an older crowd because like halfway through the 15 minutes, half the crowd was sitting down again. So it was fun. Oh yeah. They said usually there's like 8 people here or so on these. My mom didn't even show up. I know. She's like, "I hear him talk all the time." All right, let's get this thing going. Any questions from the last week before we get going? Me too. Cool. Good. That was a bluff because I didn't know what you guys learned last week. All right. And I can try. Yeah. I think last week was about habits. Yeah. 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 Yep. It's just like anything. Hey, Brandy.
When Nick's today.
Guys club today.
Yeah.
My daughter Sedona.
Hi, Sedona. I didn't see you.
She
Oh,
has
no
a day
school
off.
today.
Yeah, no school today. So I'm like,
You came to school with Jen.
yeah.
All right. Is everybody got the workbook or do you need one?
I do.
All right.
Yes.
I'll go print one off for you. Cool.
Cool. All right. So I know you guys were at the business clinic this year. Did you go to the business clinic this last year? All right. So a lot of this stuff we've kind of gone over in the business clinic. But what I'm going to try to do in this class is try to make it specific to each one of you, because like Silas's costs per sale is different than your cost per sale and expenses and things like that. He's on a team, so his cap is shaped a little bit differently than yours. So at the end, we're going to try to make like an individual. I'll go over with each of you guys like an individual budget, or not budget, but a budget model. What's up, Joe? All right. So building a solid foundation for your real estate career is crucial to success and longevity. Understanding how money works in real estate and how to connect your financial goals to your daily activities will give you a path to success. So this is kind of building off last week with habits, right? So same thing with finances and health and just anything. You have to create the financial habits, and you have to do them and have consistency with it to find any success, especially with real estate, just because our income is like this. All right, let's go over the model in terms. GCI, gross commission income, cost of sale and expenses. Who knows the difference between a cost of sale and an expense?
This would be something like out.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that like our? Is there a split?
Mm-hmm. That would be cost of sale. Yeah, split. Any other examples? Transaction coordinator, be a cost of sale. What about my office rent? A cost of sale or an expense? Expense. Why?
Every month, that's not.
Right. So if I don't sell anything, I still have to pay that expense. If I don't have any listings, do I have to pay for listing photos? No. If I don't have any sales, do I have to pay for a transaction coordinator? So those are not expenses. Those are cost of sales. Closing gifts. What about our realtor dues? Expense or cost of goods? Expense, exactly. All right. So those can be kind of confusing. Some people will interchange those or group those together, and those shouldn't always be grouped together. Hold on, let's wait for Silas to get his book. Jeez, Silas, come prepared.
I didn't know it was the same one that. So I've got it on my desk, but that's not helpful.
Mm-hmm.
For the film.
Drive your car today or your
No,
Escalade?
I might go get it though.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Yeah, you can feel like Thursday.
Yeah.
So, because I was waiting to, it's been nice,
Mhm.
but the roads have still been terrible. So I
Yeah.
was waiting for a good rain.
Yeah.
So my buddy just got a GT 500 and it's got a bigger blower and it's that, they're double pumps, bigger injectors, and he thinks he can walk me. So that's why I'm going to get mine. You might get me in the straight line, I don't know, but corners now.
Life insurance is pretty cheap for you at your age. Just heads up. Just
Thank you.
all right. So we have our GCI. You guys know what our office GCI is roughly? About $9,000. Yeah, 9,400. We'll go 9,500 for this class for easy math. So 9,500 is our GCI. Do we come home with 9,500? What do we come home with? 9,500 minus our cost of sales minus our expenses. That's our net income. So per commission, our expenses aren't really, it's hard to include your expenses in your commission check because that's a monthly, where the cost of sales, that's per commission check. So we're going to go over the budget model here in just a little bit, a conversion ratio. Does anybody track their conversion ratio? Slackers. I don't, not yet. You'll make it. So conversion ratio, or conversion rates, I think this is important because I was talking to Ryan a while back and I was like, yeah, my conversion rate's very high, like 95%. He said, you're not going on enough appointments. Thanks, Ryan. On a conversion rate, let's say we meet with a client or go to a listing appointment. Meeting with those client turns into a sale, closed transaction. Mm-hmm. So roughly, I think, Jake's personal opinion, 85% is probably good. 75% is what they tell us in the book is the average, but we're better than that. So let's shoot for about 85%. I can't remember. I track my listings conversion ratios, but I don't track my buyers. So I need to figure out how to track that. But I think we're pretty close, about that 85%. And then we're going to go over the economic model as well later here. All right, the rookie budget model. This is very basic. And again, this is just how the KW has it. We're going to make it our own in a little bit. So GCI, which was what, 9,500? Minus our cost of sales, which is 20%, minus operating expenses, which is another 20%. Does anybody want to do that math? I didn't bring let me go grab a pen. Oh, here's one right here. Let's see here, 9,500. So 20% of that is 1,900. 9,500 there. Minus 1,900 on our cost of sales, minus 1,900 on our operating expenses. So 5,700 would be our net income. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, perfect. Again, that's a very, I don't know about you guys, but I am not operating at a 60% bring home. I think mine's higher than that. I think yours is as well. So I don't spend $3,800 per transaction on stuff. Do you guys? Or am I just, okay, good. What do you think yours roughly is, Silas?
On
Yeah.
what?
On a listing, what do you think your out of pocket expenses on that? Just off the top of your head.
Are we talking like,
Cost of sale
cost
and
of
operating.
sales plus operating?
Mhm.
It depends on the time of year, because obviously,
When you cap.
I've already, with our team, it's a little different. There's
Mhm.
like one cap and then another
Right.
reduces, but, I could say my cost of sale is pretty low, because like I hand do my listing or
Mhm.
my buyer gives, call a picture of the house. And then, you probably have maybe a couple $100 in gas on, maybe on top, but.
Right. And then the team pays for your photos and stuff like that too.
Exactly,
So,
yeah, photos, it's pretty low. It's
Yeah.
pretty low, I would say,
okay.
but not with cost
Not
of
with the
sale,
cap.
depending on the time of year. Once I cap, yeah, my operating expenses are pretty low.
Yeah. And so we can calculate that later too. So we can kind of go off our average or what our goal for our number of sales that we want to do this year is. And then we can make it into a percentage if you'd like to, where we're like, you're going to hit your cap. So we'll just take your cap divided by, or your total out of pocket divided by how many transactions you're going to do, which is like 64 or something like that this year. And that would be your percentage.
35.
35?
Yeah,
That's my
that's
goal. My goal is 36 this year too.
Mine's 37.
So, all right. Well, you're going down. All right, Silas. All right. We're going head to head. All right. So let's go to the next one. But yeah, that's just kind of a very basic understanding of it. So, according to the rookie model, if we wanted to net $100,000, how much should we sell? How many houses should we sell in our house? You guys know how to do that? 12? All right, let's do the math. All right, 12 times our GCI, which is 9,500, which is what? 114,000. And then we have 20% cost of goods, 20% expenses, according to the rookie model. So if we sold 12 and we had a 60% net income, we'd have about a $68,000 net income. So wrong. Take a lap. All right. But yeah, on GCI. So GCI is different. So yes, that would net us up from GCI. But let's see here. So if we want to make 100,000, we have to make roughly 166,000 in GCI. So let's do 166,000 divided by 9,500. You guys understand why we're doing that? So total GCI divided by our average GCI gives us 17 and a half, let's say 18 deals. If we want to net $100,000, if we stick with the budget model, which is a 60% net income. So again, that seems like a lot of expenses. I don't think that's Jake's personal opinion. I don't agree with that part, but that's in the book. So we'll make it better later. All right, let's look here. All right, closing rates or conversion rates. So let's go to the next one. Calculate your conversion rates.
With that one, they may be, I think you could 60%. You could say net after taxes, 60% is insane.
Yeah.
You could say net after taxes. That's closer.
Yeah.
After taxes.
Yeah, you're probably right on tax, depending on how you do your taxes. All right, let's do, since none of you guys track your conversion ratios, slackers, let's just go off of, what do you guys want to do? You guys want to do 75, 80, 85, 75? Okay. So let's do whatever your goal is for the year, put that in the top, in the closing line there. If your goal is 12 for the whole year, put 12. It's 35, put 35. It's 6, put 6. Yes. Okay. And so now do your divided by your conversion ratio, which is 0.75. And that should give you your total number of appointments that you need. So at the very top, you've got number of closings, put your goal. I don't know. Well, I guess, yeah, you're right. Because we've got like, and that's the tricky part on this is because they're doing closings to signed buyers to appointments. So I'm going to kind of make it a little easier and say anybody that we sign, we close on this because our closing ratio here, if we have a listing, is probably in the upper 90s. Same with a buyer. So let's just go ahead and make it kind of simple. Yeah, the 0.75. So if you go on 10 appointments, you're probably going to get 7 clients, kind of deal. And so for math here, so let's say we want 12 closings divided by 0.75. That would give us 16 appointments. So for Silas, he wants 35 closings divided by 0.75. He needs 47 appointments. And then on the other side too, you can calculate what percentage of your business is buyers, what percentage is sellers, and we can calculate that as well. So like if we wanted to do 12 and half of them are sellers, half of them are buyers, we need 6 sellers, 6 buyers. We need 8 seller appointments, 8 buyer appointments, and so on. Well, it was just 12 divided by 0.75 is all you need to do is 16. Yeah, that's to get the percentage back. So, I mean, that's just to calculate our conversion rate, but our average conversion rate in here is about 75. Unless this was if you guys were to track your appointments and to track how many closings you had, track how many, we could calculate it, but we didn't have that. So we're just going to do it off the normal. But all right, actually, I probably skipped a page here on that. Okay, you guys all have your number? Yeah, I think mine last year was 82%. Was what mine was. So 70 to 80, 75 to 85 is probably good. All right. All right, let's understand. That's the budget model. I'm not crazy about the budget model because it's very, I think it's too basic. The economic model is going to be a little bit better. And let's go ahead and, hold on here. There we go. We did that part. Activity. Understand the budget model. we just did that. Conversion ratio. So if we were to track our stuff, we had 11 agreements, we had 15 appointments, that would be our conversion ratio. But we didn't have any of that data here, so we're just using the normal. All right, economic model. Let's do this one. So page 21 on your guys' workbook. So breaking down your activities and connecting them to your financials. This way is your business's economic model. The economic model helps you connect the dots between your daily tasks and your annual goals. Below, you'll find an example of an economic model illustrating how the process works with a $100,000 net income goal. Use this example as a guide as you read through these 3 steps. After that, there's a blank economic model where you can use the blank worksheet to work backwards from your personal net income goal and see the number of appointments you need to hit. This will help determine what activities you should do today. So, again, we kind of did this already, but this will be a little bit more in detail. So let's go ahead and go to page 22.
Net income, like after tax, what you're bringing home, right? Gross income is before.
Yep. So GCI is our gross income. Yeah. So gross, a good way to remember gross is it's disgusting how much money comes out of your gross income. It's like, oh, gross. So, we're on page 22 now. So go ahead and everybody put in your net income goal here on page 22. We're going to do this the way that the book does it. And then we're going to do another one. I'm going to make more copies of this. We're going to do another one with you guys on our actual expenses. So let's go ahead and do this. Put your net income and then try to work through this whole page and see how you guys do while I go make a couple copies. Hey, don't cheat.
Are we going off the numbers?
Yes. Just off the numbers that it gives you there. And then we'll do our own in just a second. So we'll do another second. You good?
I'm not very math efficient here.
Jeez, come on, dude.
This
Mhm.
divided by 75%,
Yep.
and then put this one here, this here.
The annual agreements goal and the appointments, again, it's hard to do that because we don't track those numbers.
Yeah.
So I was just using 58. I just used 58 all the way down.
58 divided by 75 again.
No, I wouldn't. I'd just do 75. I'd just do that one because it would be lower because the amount of agreements that you have to close transactions is probably like 90% versus appointments to
Yeah, exactly.
thing. But again, without tracking those numbers, it's hard to know. They say it's 75% and then 75% again, which is not great. I think we do better than that, but all right. Did you guys get all that done on that page? Okay, let's run it. We'll run it up here. I'll show you here. So let's do a net income goal of 120. Okay. 120. Woo. I'm going to draw a triangle here just because it feels safe. And we have our operating expenses. Woo. which is 20%. So,
520,000,
mhm,
42 years.
yep. What's that?
24.
24,000? 4,000. Okay. And then minus our cost of sale, which is another 24. And then that gives us our GCI of 168. Okay.
So do the 120 minus, basically 48.
120 plus. Yeah. So we're doing it kind of backwards because in real life, you'll see the 168 and then it'll be minus 24, minus 24. So we're kind of working it backwards. Yes. And then let's do it divided by our average commission, which is 9,500. What is that, Silas?
What's that?
17.5. All right, so let's make that 18 because we can't have a half of an appointment. Whew. Don't be jealous of my handwriting. It's beautiful, I know. So our annual transaction goal would be 18. Does that make sense, everybody? So now let's work it backwards. So we sold 18 houses. Each house we sold, we made 9,500. And we had $48,000 worth of expenses. So 18 times 9,500 is 168 GCI, minus our expenses, minus our cost of goods, gives us a net income of 120. You guys tracking? Uh-huh. 24 is 20% of the 120. And that's just those are just rough numbers. We're going to redo ours later. We're just doing this as an example. Yes. So then if we go to the next goal, or the next one, we've got we're going to move this to this side, and we have 18 deals is our annual transaction goal. And then we need to divide it by our closing ratio, which is 0.75. Could you guys give me that number?
24.
18 divided by 24. All right, so we need to have 24. But hey, come give me a hug. Bye, buddy. Love you. Oh, don't forget your backpack. It's in my truck. Hey, Max. Maxwell. Come here. Maxwell. Hey, tell your mom to go around and get your stuff out of my truck, okay? All right. Sorry, guys. All right. So that is our closing ratio of 75%. And then what this wants us to do is to do an additional conversion ratio. So this is our number of appointments that turn into signed buyers or sellers. And then they want signed buyers and sellers divided by another conversion ratio, which is signed buyers and sellers to closed buyers and sellers. So we divide it by 75 again. You guys give me that number too.
32.
32.
32 would be your actual total appointments you should be going on
Yes.
to get your 24 actual signed agreements to get your 8 closed.
Correct. So if we want to make 120, we have to set 32 appointments. And of those 32 appointments, we have 24 people that sign with us. Out of those 24 people that sign with us, we close 18 of them, times our GCI, which is 9,500, gives us a GCI of 168, minus our expenses and cost of goods gives us our net of 120. Everybody tracking? Good? Perfect. All right, so now let's do this one on the second sheet that I gave you guys. Let's do it with our actual costs of sale. And this is going to be a little tricky to calculate all this. So give me 1 second. I got to make sure he can get into my truck to get his backpack. Give me 1 second here. If you guys want to start calculating your actual costs, just on an annual basis, that'd be fine. So like if you're planning to cap out, put the 21,000 for the office. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna calculate mine too while we're up here. What are MLS dues? Like 600, 700, 800? But then we have quarterly dues. 105 times 4, so 420. Woo. This is fun writing left-handed. I can't even write right-handed. Then we have Supra, which is what, 22 a month. To 264. Okay, what other dues do we have? These are just expenses.
And
Okay, I got that. Got our Supra. Any expense, just normal expenses that we have. Okay, I got that. I got our office. Oh yeah, we got 72. Where at? Oh, MLS.
It should. That's be a.
MLS.
Just a couple months. But I haven't really done the round full rate.
Okay, so those are my expenses there, I think. So let's calculate all those. So I have roughly 1,800 for my office, 800 for my MLS, 420 for quarterlies, 264 for MLS dues or Supra, plus 870 for my office bill, plus 8,400 for one of my lead thingies. So my expenses are 12,554. Does that go up or down depending on how many houses I sell? Not really.
well, but you also have aggregate gas,
No.
so,
So, which I mean,
yeah.
gas is hard to calculate. That's just part of it. So the only thing that I could add in this is my office cap, because I plan to cap, so I can put another 21,000 into this. Plus, so that would,
Wouldn't that be costs? You could basically, that's cost of sale.
it could be cost of sale, but then on the first 10, it would be a cost of sale, and then on the next 20, it wouldn't be. So,
Yeah.
so that could be a cost of
So,
sale.
like, your cost of sale would go down, obviously would go down,
Right,
but I mean, that's cost of sale, because we don't sell anything.
right. But again, that's kind of one of those. In my head, I think of it as an expense because I know I'm going to pay it, is my thought. But yes, technically it is a cost of sale. All right, let's go cost of sale over here. I'm going to go 21,000 for the KW. Let's go I'm about 50-50 on my listings and buyers. I think last year I was 55 listings, 45 sellers. So if I want to do 36 sales, that'd be 20 listings. So on my listings, I have photos. What else do I have? Signs and other. I'm just going to put photos and other things on my listings, and we'll calculate those. What do I pay? I think I'm probably somewhere around like 400-ish or so per listing on those expenses between my costumes and stuff. Yeah, so I'm going to put 450 on that for signs and everything per listing. Per list. And I plan on having 20 of those. So 450 times 20, it'd be $9,000 would be my cost of sale on that. What's another example of a cost of sale? Yeah, I try to include that in the other thing where I did it on my listing. I spend 450 per list on photography, advertising. Yeah, my transaction coordinator. So that's, yeah, so mine's 395 times however many transactions I want to do. So that would be 14,220. Okay. What are some other cost of sales? I think that's about it. Anything else? All right, let's calculate that. So it'd be 30,000, 44,000, 44,220 would be my cost of sales on 36 transactions, roughly. And my expenses would be 12,554. Plus 12,554. My total would be 56,774. Okay. So let's say I want to do 36 transactions times 9,500. That'd give me a GCI of 342 minus my expenses of 1254 or 554 minus my cost of sale, which is 44,220 equals 220 minus 12,554 equals 285, 226. So if I wanted to make 300,000 net, I would have to do more than 36 transactions, according to my numbers here. All right. Does that make sense to you guys? All right, let's calculate your guys's. So your monthly expenses, annual expenses, a lot of them should be the same as here. We have the MLS due, quarterly dues, the Supra dues. Make sure you guys are including those. And then any other, and then our office dues, and then your commission that you pay in net. Yeah. All right, so our GCI now is 500 per transaction, and that gets 9. All right, and then does anybody have a transaction coordinator that they pay? Perfect. Does anybody, the stylist doesn't pay for photos, but like you would have to pay for photos. You'd pay for photos. So whenever you're figuring out your cost of sales, if you wanted to do 12 transactions and half of those would be sellers, and it costs you, say, $400 per listing. So you do 400 times 6 because that's half of your sales. So your cost of goods would be 2,400. Or cost of sale would be 2,400. Make sense? Okay. All right. All right. So let's go. I'm going to walk around here and see what we got. What do you got there, Stevie? You finished up on yours? Are you still calculating? You got yours, Silas?
Sorry, I'm putting out a fire.
Jeez.
I'm talking about transactions, so
Well, let's,
it'll make more sense what those pregnant.
all right, well, let's run through them together. So your expenses, and you got another sheet here too. So what's your annual goal for next year?
I just did what you did.
120.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do that. The 120. And so let's do 18 transactions. That'd be a good goal. Well, we'll do it kind of on the, let's do it on the back here first. Let's do 18 transactions. And then times our 9,500. 18 transactions is a good goal, if that's your goal, or whatever your goal is. This is your first year in real estate? 18 is a lot. I'd probably do like 12.
You can do that?
Yeah, let's do 12. I think you can get 18, but 18 is hard.
Yeah. Well, I'm still working my full-time job also, so that's the problem.
Oh, yeah.
I tell people I'm too busy working to make any money.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing when you don't work how much money you can make
I'm telling you.
all the time. So let's do
I'll
12,
be here taking phone calls and making phone calls.
right?
I just got to get a couple sales to get some money to have a cushion so I can start doing it.
Right.
Okay, so, and I'm working on it. But
So
you said 12 times
uh,
or divided by
times. So 12 transactions times our annual or average commission, 9,500 equals.
150.
Okay, so put 114 down there. So that would be your GCI on 12 transactions. And so let's go, half of your transactions are sellers, half are buyers. That's a good goal.
Okay.
So let's do 6 listings, and you have roughly $400 per listing, 450 per listing. So 6 times 450 would be a good cost of sale. And that's so put 2,700 as a cost of sale.
Cost of sale.
Not there yet. Just put it under the cost of sale here. We're going to calculate all that up. And then do 21,000 under cost of sale for your KW fees. And then are you paying a transaction coordinator or anything?
When I get there,
I wouldn't. When you start out, learn how to do all the paperwork yourself, so you don't have to do anything there. So that's your total cost of sales. So add that up. 3,700. Okay, and then let's come over here and we'll write expenses.
just over here.
And then we have our monthly KW bill, which is what, about 900 a year, 870 a year, I think. What, $73 a month? 73.50, 72.50, 72.50 times 876. So that's our KW. Then you have your MLS dues, which are about 800 a year. And then you have your MLS quarterlies, which are about 420.
What is that?
So those are just quarterly dues that we have to pay to KCRAR. They're stupid. I don't know what they are, but they send us a bill. Yeah. And then what's the 800 for? Yeah, it's stupid.
I don't know if you're gonna pay this year.
Maybe.
They're saying it. Oh, they're saying they're not doing it. I don't know.
But
But
I
they're saying you
mean,
gotta pay somebody. It's not the NAR.
I would.
I can't get access to everything in the city.
Right. So
Interesting.
I would go ahead and put it just because it's always been there. And if
So
we,
you said 420?
yeah, 420. And then
That's every 3 months. You said
420
quarterly,
annually.
annually.
So it's like 105 every quarter.
Yeah.
And then we have Supra, which is like $22 a month. So that's like $2 or $23 a
FUPRA.
month. Yeah. And that's about 265, 264 a year.
And what is that?
That's for our Supra Access. It's the lock boxes that we use.
You said about 260.
264. Yeah. And then that should be all your expenses.
But what you're looking.
So then you add those up.
I'm sure this will all make more sense when I get it all.
It will, because these are all just theoretical numbers. So those are that's your expenses. So then put your you come over here, 114 minus 23.7. $700 minus 2360. So then your net income would be 87,940 before taxes on 12 transactions. And then if you wanted to do more transactions, your expenses would stay the same.
This is before taxes.
Yes,
Huh.
roughly.
Right.
And so now we do 12 transactions divided by 75%. 75 gives you 18 appointments.
So this would be divided by,
We'll just do 12. Push the C up there. Okay. The 12 divided by 0.75 gives you, or 16 appointments. So you need 16 appointments to close 12 deals.
make this more.
And so 16 divided by, and then do 16 divided by 12 is,
Hold on, let's back up a step.
okay, sorry.
We were at net income, this is before taxes.
Mhm.
This is 87,940.
Mhm.
To get this, I would need how many transactions?
12.
How did I get to 12?
We
Oh,
just,
that was our goal.
mhm,
Okay, so then I would divide that by 0.75,
mhm,
which gives me
us
16.
So that's how many appointments you need in order to close 12 deals.
16.
And then divide 16 by 12.
12 years. Okay, 16 divided by 12.
Which is 1.3. So you need, let's just say 2 appointments a month or 1 appointment every 3 weeks.
Okay.
That way it gives you an easy goal per month.
One
So, and then if you want
or
this,
2 a month.
and if you want this to be higher, then we can calculate it backwards. And then this is your expenses and these stay the same. But these will change because you're doing more transactions. So this 21 won't, but this one will. If you sell less than 12, then this 21 will be lower, depending on how much you pay.
What is 2700?
That was roughly 450 per listing, with just a cost for the everything. All right. You got it? Uh-huh. All right. What do you got, Silas? You got it all?
I don't. I just got.
All right, flip this thing over. All right, let's do 35 transactions times 9,500. Okay, that's that.
$332,000.
Okay, so that's your GCI. Cool. That's your GCI. And then over here, let's write our expenses, just like EXP. And then what are your monthly expenses? So you have your MLS.
You,
So go ahead and write your MLS dues. 800, 420, 364.
what's the 364 or 264?
260
Yeah,
was Dupra,
Okay.
roughly. What do you pay a Keller Williams office bill?
Mm-mm.
Do you pay any office bill at
Mm-mm.
New Edge? No other
But I
month.
paid 32,000.
Right, that would be your
year.
cost of sale. So,
Okay.
What about any other? So yeah, 32,000 on that. Do you pay any other cost of sale? Photos, marketing. Perfect. Any other expenses? You don't pay for an admin either, do you?
Mm.
Cool. Yeah, that's pretty much it for you, man.
Okay.
So then total up this. Well, shoot, I should join your team. Cheaper.
Yeah, it makes sense for me. I'm having an office. Do most of my business. I'm full-time.
And Devon helps with giving you some of his extras and stuff too, which is nice.
Not really. I don't think I even. We don't really.
He didn't
Well,
give you
wait.
any more.
No,
That sucks.
I don't. But he hasn't. I think he just started buying some leads.
Hmm.
But those suck because it's like it's not worth the money,
Hmm.
but it's worth their friends and family because
Right.
that's at 50. That's just 50-50 down the middle.
I gotcha.
So, yeah, any referrals. And when I'm on my split starts at 60-40
Okay.
until I pay 16, which I just hit.
Nice.
And my cap resets at the beginning of the year.
Nice, dude.
But if you close a referral on the 60-40, you pay 40, and then the 50-50 splits off the 60%.
I gotcha.
So that's like, okay, so 30.
So then, yeah, you'd put those under here. So 32,000 minus 32,000. Minus 1484. And that would give you your net income. Would be this number here, the 33, not the 300.
What?
So-
Oh, well, I did
332.
I did 300.
Oh,
that's-
okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Huh. So your net income, see, like your net income is higher on 35 than mine is on 36.
Uh-huh.
So that's cool. That's why it's hard to do these. Like they're like, oh, that's 60%, and yours isn't even close to 60%.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's your so now let's calculate. All right, you got your Steve? Hold on. We'll calculate our stuff in just a second. All right, you got it?
This number looks good until you have to pay taxes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is all before taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got my tax bill.
Yeah, it's kind of a catch-22. I try to write off everything I can, but then I can't get a loan on anything because I only claim like 55,000 in income.
Uh-huh.
And then they're like, yeah, you're poor. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
Well, like my wife.
But I just, Merle Starkey who's coming in, it was
Mhm.
Lonnie's referral. I just have been meeting with him and that's what I'm
Mhm.
gonna use this year.
Nice.
But I'm going to S4 too, just because it saves me 25,000 just this year, so it
Jeez.
makes sense.
Right.
But I just gotta keep.
Nice. All right, Steve, let me know when you're done. And then we will calculate our percentages. We're almost done, guys. Sorry, it's a lot of math. I know, it's a lot of fun. All right, and so what you guys can do as well is take your expense number divided by your GCI, or I guess it'd probably be divided by your net income is how they do it. I did mine wrong. If I'm doing that right, let me look at the paper again here. Yeah, no, it's off GCI. I had it right. So yeah, so take your expenses number divided by your GCI, and that'll give you a percentage. It'll be like 0.004 or something like that. And so that's 4%. Or whatever yours is.
Would you say that your
Whew.
GCI you need to earn?
Yeah, your GCI number up there divided by your expenses. Or no, your expenses divided by your GCI. I'm sorry. So the small number divided by your big number, and that'll give you like a 0.0 number, 0.01, 0.04, whatever it is. So that then times that by 100, and that gives you a percentage. And then write that number down next to your expenses. And then do the same thing with cost of sale divided by your GCI, and that'll give you a percentage as well. That makes sense. Draken? All right, so
60 divided by that?
yes. Equals
Yeah.
times 100 equals 2%. So your expenses are 2%. And then your cost of sale
2% of this.
of your GCI. And then your cost of sale, which was that number,
We did this divided by the 114,
by GCI.
which gave me that.
Yep.
Oh, times 100.
And then you want to do the same thing. So this divided by that.
Divided by that.
Yep. Equals that times 100. So 21%. So your cost of sale is 21%. So then you do, so then do 100 minus your cost of sale 21 minus
21.
2. No,
Wait, 100 times what?
no. So this is 100%.
Yeah.
Minus 2.
Whoa, what am I doing? Clear.
100 minus 2 minus 21. So your ratio, roughly, your net income is about 77% of your GCI. So if you wanted to, so for easy math, so yeah, then just put 77, net income equals 77%. And so for when, did you guys get that number yet? The total percentage,
Yes.
what your net income is? So an easy adjustment on this is if you wanted to make, let's say $200,000 in income, you take 200,000 divided by your percentage there, divided by 0.83, and I'd need to make roughly 240,000 for quick math. Yours is 77. So if you wanted to make 200,000 net income, you take 200 divided by 0.77, you need to make 256. And then you can divide that by 9,500, which is our average thing. You need 27 sales. So, all right.
This is totally off topic,
What's up?
but the 99 that Cedar sends us,
Uh-huh.
that is the money deposited in our account over the year, or is that the money?
The 1099 has our GCI.
That's the money that was put 100% in our account, or
No,
is
it's
the money that,
total
money.
GCI.
and then you minus what all of the.
Correct. So yeah, he should give you 1099 for like the total GCI, and then you can go in and subtract all your expenses,
Even though like.
even the
half
broke.
of-
Yes, yeah. All right, let's do. I'm almost done here, guys. Give me like 2 minutes. Yes,
Well,
100%.
Yeah, because you're not seeing that much.
It's an expense.
So if
Everything's
you have
deductible.
21,000. But I don't even know that it's an expense as much as it's literally money. So it
Right.
shouldn't be an expense, it should just be money.
It is though. It
Oh,
is.
Yeah, I mean,
It is because they'll give you your GCI. We earned this amount of income is what we'll be taxed on, and then we subtract what we were expensed on, even though we never see it. But the 1099s, I believe, usually have our GCI on them.
say your 99 said 221
Mhm.
and it said 221.
Yeah,
That's before the 21,000 cap.
yeah. So if your 1099 said 221, your bank account would see 200, but your taxes would show 221 minus 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then I talked to my tax, that were cap. And so,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
I told Caesar, and he was like, no, that's what.
Yeah, it should be. I don't think it's what was put in your account. I'd have to look at it. All right.
But that was just totally off topic.
No, you're good.
I'm just curious.
Yeah. Yeah, whenever you're like my Capri starts in June.
Yeah.
Because that's when. The all right. What's somebody's net income percentage? Who wants to be brave?
89.9.
89.9. Let's go 89 point. They're just doing 89 because I already wrote it. Mine was what, 83? 77. What's yours, Steve? 75. All right. So let's figure out what, give me a number here. Give me an income goal.
300.
That's pretty high. All right. So 300,000 is our net income goal. So we take 89%, which would be 0.89. Oops, come on, phone. So 0.89 divided by 300,000. Oop, I did that backwards. 300,000 divided by 0.89. Sorry. That gives us 337. This is just quick math. 337. And then you could divide by 9,500. This gives you 35 goals or 35 appointments. 9,500 equals 35 closings. Boom. So you're perfect. 35. If your goal is 300, your number of appointments matches. This is his yeah, so this is closed deals, is the 35 closed deals. The 89% is his net income percentage. So that was at, remember when we did the 100 minus the 21 minus the 2? The yours was 77. So if you want to make 100,000, let's say, let's do 100,000 here on yours. So we're going to take 100,000 divided by your percentage, which is 0.77, equals 129. Let's make it 130. 130 divided by our average commission per sale, which is 9,500, which equals about 13 and a half deals. So let's say 14 deals. So if you want a net 100, 14 deals is where you need to be. Steve, give me a good goal for you, man, if you don't mind. It doesn't have to be your goal, just a number.
200.
All right, so let's do 200,000 divided by 0.75. Because that's your ratio. It's 266 divided by 9,500. So that's 28 deals. All right, Silas, let's say you get through the year and you're like, you know what, 300 is not enough to live on. Let's make it 330. How would you do that?
You would take 330
Okay.
times the 89%.
All right, so let's go 330 times 0.89. That's 293. Okay. 293 divided by 9,500 equals 30 deals. Did we do that right?
No, I didn't do that right.
What did we mess up on? So 330 divided by the 0.89, not times.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So 370 divided by 9,500. That would be 39 deals. Okay. All right. What if you want to make 150? Give me that number. So we got 150 for you. Okay. What's that?
94.
Okay. 194. That's our GCI. Divided by 9,500. 20 deals. 20 to 21. Boom. Easy enough? You guys feel like you can do this? Remember these numbers. That's a quick cheat to kind of calculate. If I want to net this, take your number that you want to net divided by your number that we calculated here. And then you can do that divided by our average GCI. So, cool. Any questions on any of that, you guys? We need to get more like Silas and be running 90% clear ratio there.
Yeah, buddy.
That's
I don't know,
nice.
it's Probably, I don't know. I mean,
And again, this is simple. It didn't include taxes or your gas. So you'll have to include those as well. But yeah, once we start getting into the weeds on all that stuff, it just makes it harder. Again, if we're making $400,000 and then we have to pay extra in taxes, that sucks. But you made 400,000, so you'll be all right. Cool. All right, guys. That was it for today. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, hopefully that was helpful.
sure.
Honestly, that was the first time I've ever calculated my percentage like that, so that was fun. I got some out of
Pressure, I mean, my math already lined up, so.
You were-
I had already calculated it months ago.
But it's nice just to have that quick, now next year, you can go, okay, I want to make this divided by that.
Yeah.
Then symbol.